What's going on, everybody? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today I wanted to react to this video a few days ago, but there's been a lot going on in the world, and I've been focusing on my personal channel. But I did see this video, and I haven't seen everything that Max has to say, but I know enough about Max to know the direction he's going to go in, and I see the title of the video. Max has Tom Brady Derangement Syndrome. There's no doubt about that. This dude is a clown, but let's go ahead and react to what he has to say. I'll be interested to hear the points he makes.
How should we feel about Brady at this point? Do you think he's getting too much credit for the team's success?
Let me answer that. No, he is not. Tom Brady is the difference between a team that will not make the playoffs versus a team that will contend for a Super Bowl. The proof is in the pudding. We have seen this in New England over and over and over again. When Tom Brady was there, they went 18-1, and they were less than a minute away from a perfect season. When he wasn't there, they couldn't even win the division and make the playoffs. That's the difference in Tom Brady. He takes a 4-12 team and makes it a playoff team. He makes a team that barely misses the playoffs into a Super Bowl team. That's the difference in Tom Brady.
Yeah, he is. And let me be very clear, he's playing well. When I said the cliff, everyone was like, oh, you think he's going to stink? I never thought he was going to stink. I thought he'd be just a guy, a jag. He's not. That's why I said I was wrong about the cliff. He's more than just a guy. And that's not just about leadership.
Imagine imagine saying that Tom Brady is just a guy after everything he's accomplished, and you needing to be proven that he's not just a guy. Like, Max is insane.
Skills. He looks sharp. He has a lot of weapons, but he knows how to use them. But you could plug in a bunch of guys in Brady's position right now, and you'd have a two-loss team. At this point, you would have a two-loss team, a bunch of guys.
Why do they always justify the success of Tom Brady's team by what's around him? Why don't they ever say this about Patrick Mahomes? Are you telling me Patrick Mahomes doesn't have an insanely talented team? Of course he does. They never say, well, you could put anybody on the Chiefs and they would be good. I mean, I'm not disputing that Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. I'm not sitting here doing that. But the reality of the situation is you could put a lot of good quarterbacks on the Chiefs and they would still be a very good team. So why don't we ever hear this argument about the Chiefs? Because it doesn't fit their nonsensical narrative. Max is insane.
Not every guy. There are quarterbacks who would, be 5-3, or some might even be 500 with his team. But there are a bunch of guys who would have the identical record. And they just barely beat the Giants. Oh, the Giants are always competitive. The Giants are almost a winless team. They're a one-win team. They're not a good team.
And the Chiefs barely beat the Chargers, and they lost to the Raiders. And the Buccaneers beat the Raiders. Well, I mean, it's just such a ridiculous argument. Like, I'm the one a few weeks ago after, or before, the game with the Giants, I said I'm not willing to say that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the best team in the NFL. I'm not. Because even though they've had two really good games, we've seen them have these mental errors. We saw the Chicago game, and I said, I'm not willing to say that this team is not going to go back to that. And while they didn't have as many mental errors in the New York Giants game, it still was pretty ugly. So I'm still not sitting here saying that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the best team in the NFL. They're not. They still have a lot of work to do. Antonio Brown is going to be there this week against the Saints. I don't think that's going to be an automatic perfect situation. I think he's going to have to figure out where he falls in, and they got to get their chemistry down. There's a lot of work, but what Max is saying is absolutely ridiculous.
They lost to the Saints. They lost to the Bears. And they have also some good wins, notably against the Packers. That's when they were really firing on all cylinders. Right after a game in which Brady made mental errors and the team made mental errors, you anticipated ain't going to be mental errors, which is why he deserves some credit. Brady's leadership will make sure that after a game like that, you might lose, but it ain't going to be because of upstairs. You made mistakes mentally. So for that, I give him credit. But the idea that the Bucs now have Brady and now they're amazing, they have an excellent defense. They have weapons wherever you look. Remember, Jameis won 7 games throwing 112 points to the other team. He won 7 games. If you just replace Jameis Winston with a guy who's not going to hand the ball over 30 times to the other team, 30 times, they're at least like they're a 9-win team. I think that's not unreasonable to say they're at least a 9-win team, right? So you just plug a regular guy in. I think Brady gives you a premium over that for sure. By the way, even the offensive line, they draft talent on the offensive line. They have some guys emerging on the offensive line that look like Pro Bowlers. That team has every single thing you want, including the quarterback. But let's not pretend that it's just about the quarterback.
Max is absolutely ridiculous. It is all about Tom Brady. Tom Brady has changed the culture in Tampa Bay. He has changed their mentality, and all of the players are following suit. It is all about Tom Brady. Yes, there is talent there. There was no doubt about that. There is talent there, but you then have people like Gronk coming out of retirement. Why? Because Tom Brady's there. You have someone like Leonard Fournette who point blank said, for the first time, I got a quarterback, because he was so excited to come to Tampa because of Tom Brady. Antonio Brown is going to be there because of Tom Brady. Leadership, this mentality that he brings is a game changer. It's not about just a quarterback that has some experience. This is a person that fundamentally changes the landscape of the entire organization the moment he walks through the door. That is a level of change that you can rarely find in sports. So Max is suffering from Tom Brady derangement syndrome. We know he hates Brady. His argument is ridiculous. The media that has consistently hated Brady for so many years, the Shannon Sharps of the world, the Nick Wrights, the Max Kellermans, they're now finally having to eat it because Tom Brady has now shifted their entire argument, and they're having to find new ones now. It was always, Brady's just a system quarterback. You could just put anybody on the Patriots and they're going to be great. Well, now you got a former NFL MVP, and they are horrible. They are absolutely terrible. It's pretty interesting how Brady kept bad New England teams elevated, and he made solid and good Patriot teams, took them to the Super Bowl. That's the difference in Tom Brady. Max Kellerman's a moron, but I love roasting him. I love watching him tap dance. I love watching him maneuver all over the place, just trying to figure out a new reason to disrespect the great Tom Brady. Again, to be clear, I'm not saying that they're going to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that they're a Super Bowl lock. I do believe they're a Super Bowl contender, but they still have a lot of work to do. This Sunday night is going to be a huge test for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New Orleans Saints with Antonio Brown's first game. I can't wait to watch it. We're going to see how it all plays out. But right now, after watching Tampa Bay in their last two games prior to the New York Giants game, it seemed like they were really getting things together. But I don't know if the Giants game was a trap game or if we were just seeing them fall back to what we saw against the Bears. Time will tell, but it's going to be exciting to watch. One thing is for sure, Tom Brady has proven everybody wrong, and they have nothing, and it's beautiful. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.